Hey, this is Victor Antonio and welcome to my series, Inside the Customer Brain. We're going to go inside the customer brain to really understand what the customer thinks, how do they think, and how can we influence their decision-making process. Now, I'm going to cover four major topics. The first one is the brain. We're going to look at what's changed and how we look at the brain, the structure of the brain, and how we should think about the brain itself. For example, we're used to the left and right brain dichotomy of what a brain does, right? The left side, logical side, right side, emotional side. But given today's technology, especially fMRI machines, functional magnetic resonance imaging machines, we're starting to realize that maybe the brain's a little more complex. So I'm going to talk about a new model, a new structure for understanding how the brain works. Second, we're going to talk about brain food. What does the brain like? What do they like to eat, so to speak? What information do they like to consume? How do they like to consume it? We're also going to talk about how to talk to the brain. In other words, what do we say to the brain to grab its attention? Right? What do we say to the brain so it'll understand what we're trying to get across? Because from a selling standpoint, our job really is to try to convince the customer brain to really understand what we have to offer, the value of what we offer, and then create a sense of urgency to get them to take action. Last but not least, as I mentioned already, we're going to learn how to keep the brain's attention. What do I mean by that? See, sometimes the brain doesn't want to listen to what we're saying. Again, we're talking to a customer, for example, and you're saying certain things. And sometimes the customer is just not reacting. So what should we do as salespeople to grab the customer's attention, move them in a certain direction, which leads to our product or our service? How do we do that? It all begins with understanding the brain, what it likes, what it doesn't like, and how it functions. This series is all about the brain. So we're going to get inside the customer's brain, and by the end of this series, you'll understand how to construct a better message. Listen carefully to what I just said. A better message so the brain understands it, your customer's brain understands what you're saying, the value you offer, and hopefully, what we'll wind up with is a yes as opposed to a no. Are you with me on this? All right, let's get going to our first video and let's talk about the brain. Here we go.